here's our question. We're given a formula to calculate a person's BMI based on two pieces of information, their weight and height. In this formula, W stands for the person's weight and H stands for the person's height. Part 1 of this question asks us to calculate this person Jerry's BMI by filling in their weight and height into the formula. To do this, all we do is replace W by her weight, which is 77.5 kg, and H by her height, which is 1.63 meters. When we do this, we get an answer of 29.1693 ... However, the question asks us to give our answer correct to one decimal place. To do this, we just round up to 29.2 and ask Jerry's BMI. Part 1 alone is worth 9 marks out of the 25 marks for this question, which is a good chunk of the marks for a fairly straightforward question. Moving on to part 2 of this question, we're told that Jerry loses weight. Now we're given Jerry's BMI and her height and asked to work out her new weight. This is a little bit more tricky than the previous part, as we can't just fill our values into the formula. Instead, we're going to have to rearrange our equation to get W on its own and solve for her weight. To get W on its own, we can multiply both sides by h squared, which cancels the h on the right hand side, giving us W equals BMI times h squared. Filling in 24 for her BMI and 1.63 meters for her height, we get Jerry's new weight to be 63.7656 kg. However, the question asks us to give our answer correct to one decimal place again. So we just round up to 63.8 kg, which is Jerry's new weight. Part 2 is worth 6 marks, so now we already have 15 out of our 25 marks for the question. Part B is the most tricky part of this question, and it gives us a scenario where two people, Alex and Joe, have the same weight. However, Alex is 10 centimeters taller than Joe. What we have to work out is whether Alex's BMI is greater or less than Joe's. In this example, let's use W to represent Joe's weight and H to represent her height. Therefore, Joe's BMI would be W over H squared. We know that Alex is the same weight as Joe, but Alex is 10 centimeters taller than Joe. So when we fill in Alex's information to the BMI formula, we get W over H plus 0.1 squared. To work out which BMI is greater, let's use a simple example. Let's take a random number such as 4 and divide it by 1. Obviously we just get 4. Now let's divide 4 by another number greater than 1, such as 2. When we do this, we get 2, which is less than 4. This simple example shows us that the larger the number below the line is, the smaller the answer will be. Now let's apply this logic to our question. Since Joe's height is H, and Alex's height is H plus 10 centimeters, or 0.1 meters, we can see that H plus 0.1 is a greater number than just H. Therefore, we can conclude that Alex's BMI must be less than Joe's, as we're dividing his weight by a larger number. And now we just got another 10 marks for our answer in part B. That's question 1 done. I hope you found this guide helpful, and I'll see you guys again.